Extreme heat, heavy rainfall, and ongoing droughts are now the new normal in the UK, according to the latest climate report, which cites a warming rate of 0.25 degrees Celsius per decade and ranks the past 3 years among the 5 warmest since records began in 1884.
영국에서 이상기온, 폭우, 계속되는 가뭄 등의 극단적인 기상현상이 뉴노멀이 되고 있다는 보고서가 나왔습니다. 이 보고서에 따르면 영국 기온은 10년마다 섭씨 0.25도꼴로 상승했으며 관련 기록 작성이 시작된 1884년 이후 연도별 최고기온 순위 5위 안에 지난 3년이 포함된 것으로 나타났습니다. I remember when I was living in the UK in the 80s and 90s, so a long, long time ago, the weather was always very mild, all year round, pretty much. But these days, it feels like a different country altogether. When I hear stories about this, it's really cold in the wintertime, super hot in the summertime. It's not what I experienced. But I guess that's why they're saying now this is the new norm.
The new normal, yeah. And I love that expression, by the way, as well. Like, this is the new normal. This is what you should expect now. This is how it is now.
It is, indeed. We used that expression a lot during COVID, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Wearing masks is the new normal. And then we had to, of course, after 3 years, go back to our normal before the new normal?
The pre-normal?
The pre-normal? I don't know.
The pre-new normal.
Yeah. All right. So tell us more.
Yeah, so the past decade from 2015 to 2024, it has reported a 1.24 degree increase in temperature from the time period from 1961 to 1990. So that's significant. And the BBC has reported that parts of the UK have been declared in an official drought. And last month was England's warmest June on record. So certainly records are being broken. Anytime you mention the word drought, I mean, all of a sudden it's getting very serious.
Yeah, absolutely. What is a drought? It says ongoing droughts here.
Yeah, an ongoing drought means that it's continuing. And what is a drought? It's when you don't have enough rainfall.
So it's the opposite of what we're seeing this morning around the country. We're seeing a lot of rain today, but a drought is
The
very
exact
dry
opposite. Yes.
periods. Yeah.
Yeah. So certainly, if you don't have enough rainfall, then it's going to affect crops significantly, and certainly the ground as well. So the big issue with droughts is for farming. Right,
yes.
And it can affect the climate of an area as well. So a lot of different things can be affected by droughts. But the biggest thing, when you hear the word drought, you're immediately thinking a lack of rain.
Yes, exactly. And the spelling is quite unique.
Oh, very. So yeah, a drought is spelled D-R-O-U-G-H-T-S.
drought라고 발음을 하고요. 스펠링에는 GH가 들어가 있는데 이거를 이제 뭐 푸 발음으로 한다든지 이렇게 하진 않습니다. 그래서 drought. 가뭄.
We do use this word figuratively sometimes, especially in sports.
Okay.
So sometimes, he might be on a scoring drought. So maybe the soccer player hasn't scored a goal in 10 games. Then we can say, oh, he's on a bit of a drought or he's on a scoring drought because he hasn't scored in a long time. It's sort of like there hasn't been rain in a long time. There's a drought. This hasn't happened in a long time. It's a this drought.
그러니까 scoring drought이라고 하면은 점수를 내는 것에 있어서 지금 가뭄을 겪는 것 같다. 점수가 계속 안 나온다는 얘기겠네요. What about citing something? C-I-T-E.
If you cite something, then it's like you're referencing something or using something as evidence, or you're referring to something as, this is what I'm talking about, or I'm using this as information. So you might cite a newspaper article as the reason that you're talking about something. You might cite somebody's research to, use as evidence to support a case that you're trying to say, but you're using some sort of information that's been out there before, or maybe something that somebody said. I'm citing this person who said this in this speech or in this movie, and you're going to use that to, in whatever it is that you are presenting.
인용하다, cite. 인용구 citation. 여기서는 보고서 얘기를 하면서요. 이 보고서에는 이런 내용이 나옵니다. The report cites that there's a warming rate of 0.25 degrees Celsius per 10 years. And the past 3 years has been one of the top 5 hottest years on record.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. Extreme heat, heavy rainfall and ongoing droughts are now the new normal in the UK, according to the latest climate report, which cites a warming rate of 0.25 degrees Celsius per decade and ranks the past 3 years among the 5 warmest since records began in 1884. Now let's move on to the next headline.
A new research has revealed that animals like moths respond to ultrasonic distress sounds made by plants, suggesting a hidden ecosystem of communication beyond human hearing.
식물이 고통 신호가 담긴 초음파 소리를 내면은 이를 나방 등의 동물이 듣고 반응한다는 연구 결과가 나왔습니다. 이는 인간의 가청 범위 밖에서 소통이 이루어지는 숨은 생태계가 있음을 시사합니다. We actually looked at an article related to this. I believe it was at the end of last year. And this BBC article and the Korean articles that cite that, they, I believe they're all referencing that particular study. So tell us more.
Yeah, so in the first ever such evidence, a team at Tel Aviv University found that female moths avoided laying their eggs on tomato plants if they made noises they associated with distress, indicating that, they might be unhealthy in particular.
그래요. 우리가 그 예전에 뉴스 커버리지에서 한번 다룬 적이 있는 내용입니다. 이렇게 우리는 들리지 않지만 식물이 이제 비명을 지르는 것 같은 그런 소리를 낸대요. 그러니까 물이 부족하거나 그럴 때. 그러면은 이제 나방은 그 소리를 감지를 하고 여기는 이제 식물이 제대로 자라지 않을 상태니까 여기 알을 낳으면 안 되겠다 한다는 그런 내용의 기사를 예전에 본 적이 있죠. 그거를 이렇게 코트를 해가지고 기사가 최근에 나왔습니다. So I think the study itself was done a while back, but the article just came out. So it's interesting to have a look at this again.
Yeah, and the researchers did also stress that the plants are not sentient, meaning, they don't have feelings and are saying, hey, get away from me. It's not like they're talking or they're intelligent beings. It's just that this is their reaction to the situation of what's happening.
Right. From that longer article, if I recall correctly, I believe when the plants, they didn't have enough water, they made a sort of screeching sound that we can't hear, but the moths can. So basically it's, saying I'm running out of water, I might dry out. And so the moths, they don't lay their eggs on plants that are not going to thrive. And it makes sense, and it's just something we never knew about until now.
They should have some sort of a contraption that does hear when plants give off things like that, so we know when to water them or how much to water them
we
and
live
stuff
in the
like
world
that.
of AI. Can't we,
yeah.
get a little device that translates that sound to us?
We should be able to. And by the way, people might wonder, how are there, sounds that we can't hear? There's something called a dog whistle. And a dog whistle, when you blow it, we can't actually hear it because the frequency, I think, is a lot higher than the pitch that we can hear. But of course, dogs can hear them, which is why we call them a dog whistle.
Exactly. Let's look at the expression to respond to something.
If you respond to something, then you are reacting to something. Something might happen, and because of that cause, you are doing something in response to that. So it could be, simple as responding to a question. You might ask a question, Jason, can you explain this? And my response to that is, this is what I'm saying. So it's like a question answer as you respond, or it could be an action as well, what you do because of something else.
반응하는 것을 responding to something. 반응 자체는 response with an S-E. 자, 그 다음에 초음파가 ultrasonic죠. 그래서 초음파의 ultrasonic. 그 다음에 beyond human hearing을 한번 볼까요?
It's beyond human hearing, meaning that it's past. It goes further than human hearing, meaning that, well, we cannot hear it. Humans cannot hear this because it goes past or further than what our ears are capable of hearing. So if you're saying something goes beyond, it's past what we're capable of.
Exactly. 자, beyond something은 뭐 넘어. Human hearing은 인간이 들을 수 있는 그 범주를 넘었다. 그래서 이거를 아까 헤드라인에서는 이제 한자를 이용해서 인간의 가청 범위를 넘어섰다. 이렇게 표현을 했는데요. Basically, it's something we can't hear, but moths can.
Sometimes you might ask a question like, oh, why did he do that? And then I might say, oh, you know what? It's beyond me.
Yeah.
So meaning, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have the answer for that. So it's beyond me. It's beyond my information. It's beyond anything that I know. I don't know because it is beyond me.
내가 알 수 있는 범주를 벗어났어. 이런 의미를 함축해서 영어에서는요. It's beyond me. 이렇게 표현할 수 있어요. 나 전혀 모르겠는데? 이런 의미죠. 자, 다시 한번 제가 읽어보겠습니다. A new research has revealed that animals like moths respond to ultrasonic distress sounds made by plants, suggesting a hidden ecosystem of communication beyond human hearing. Let's move on to the final headline.
The original 1985 black leather Birkin bag created for singer Jane Birkin has sold at an auction for 8.6 million euros, becoming the most valuable handbag ever sold.
가수 겸 배우 제인 버킨을 위해 1985년에 맞춤 제작된 검은색 가죽의 오리지널 버킨 백이 경매에서 860만 유로, 우리 돈으로 약 137억 원에 낙찰돼 역대 핸드백 경매 사상 최고가를 기록했습니다. Alright, tell us more.
Yeah, so this black leather bag was originally made for singer Jane Birkin back in 1985 by a very famous designer. And it's been sold to a private collector from Japan. And that's a lot of money, 8.6 million euros.
Exactly. Well, there's a really interesting story behind how this bag came about. Now, Jane Birkin just happened to be on a plane. This was 2 years prior to this bag coming out in 1983. And she just happened to be there with the then CEO of MS, Jean-Louis Dumas. But she didn't realize he was the CEO of this, handbag maker. Anyway, she had this straw bag with her. And she was trying to put it up into the overhead compartment. Everything spilt out. So she's like, I hate this bag. And so Dumas said, he recognized her immediately because she's an actress, she's a singer, she's very famous. He didn't immediately tell her who he was, but he said, well, what would you like in a bag? What's your ideal bag? And she said, well, I would like it to be like this and like that and functional and pretty and whatever, And she described something. And immediately on the spot, Dumas made a sketch. And he goes, how about this? Something like this? And she said, yeah, that would be really nice. And so then he went ahead and made the bag. Another fun fact is he made this sketch on an air sickness bag. Because, you don't
a barf bag.
Yes. You don't have, paper lying around, I guess. So he drew it and he said, is this okay? And she goes, yeah, that'll be lovely. And then he said, well, by the way, I'm the CEO of MS. I'm Dumas. I'm going to make this bag in your name. Can I call it the Birkin bag? And she was, of course, very happy about it. So that's how it came about. So says the internet. But tell us about the word original.
If something is original, then I guess you could see it as the first of something. But the way I like to think of it is it's the opposite of a copy. So it's kind of like what everybody is copying. That's the original. It's not a copy. Right. It's the first one, or it's the one that everyone's trying to copy.
I think people sometimes these days say the OG or something.
Yeah.
Meaning the original?
It has the meaning. I think OG stands for original gangster or something like that. But that is a slang way of saying the original.
그래요. 원조다라는 뜻으로 요즘 이렇게 줄여서 말을 하기도 하는데 the original something이라고 하면은 원래의 최초의 원조 뭐뭐뭐라는 게 되겠죠. There are many small eateries out there that claim they are the original. Like the 원조 떡볶이집 or the 원조 순대집 or something, right?
I get confused by that all the time because Korea's got certain neighborhoods
We are
where
the
they
original.
have, they have like a bunch of the same restaurant. You're which one is it?
They're all good. Okay, 자, 그 다음에 something ever sold.
Yeah, whenever you're having ever, you're thinking of an extreme of something. So it's saying the most valuable handbag ever sold. So it's saying the extreme, the most, and, among handbags that have been sold, this is the most expensive ever.
So you have to have that explanation before ever sold. So the most expensive thing ever sold, the cheapest thing ever sold, whatever it is.
Yeah, it could be something involved, and then that's taking it, the ever is making it extreme on whatever it is.
그래요. ever가 들어가면은 지금까지 이 모든 것들 중에라는 의미가 들어가서요. This is the most beautiful phone I've ever seen. 이러면은 내가 본 폰 중에서 가장 아름다운 거야. You have the best voice I've ever heard. 이렇게 말하면은 내가 들은 목소리 중에서 최고의 목소리를 가졌어. 자, 여기서는요. This is the most valuable handbag ever sold at an auction. 경매에 붙여진 가방 중에서 최고가를 기록한 가방이 됐습니다. Would you be able to carry around a 8.6 million euro bag?
No.
I don't think it's for carrying around, right? It's just for storing
I would
in a
think
museum
so.
or something.
Yeah. I don't think you could carry that around in the streets.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be in a safety deposit box somewhere, or like you
Exactly.
said, maybe a museum.
Yeah, if it gets wet or scratched.
Oh,
oof,
gosh.
My goodness. 자, 다시
I'm sure it's gone through the ringer already.
Yeah, I'm sure. 다시 한번 제가 읽어볼게요. The original 1985 black leather Birkin bag, created for singer Jane Birkin, has sold at auction for 8.6 million euros, becoming the most valuable handbag ever sold.